today from something you forgot along the way. And today's story is number 60. Busy people have the most time. The art of stealing moments. A student paid a call on a successful man. Sir, he said, I find I am so busy these days that I have no time to study. It's a terrible predicament. Don't be ridiculous, cried his host. Don't you know that the more you have to do, the more studying you can get done? When you have free time, you probably spend it sleeping. You've got to understand that there is no such thing as special time for studying. Real studying gets done during stolen moments of the day, between other tasks. Anyone who says he's too busy to study is letting his time go to waste. Here's how to achieve superior results. When other people study, keep pace with them. And when they are resting, keep studying then too. When you're busy, whether you use free moments or waste them is up to you. Time flies like an arrow, goes the saying, and indeed, the days and months go quickly by. Events of yesterday or today are soon 2 or 3 months in the past. Half a year or a year goes by in the blink of an eye. Caught up in the daily whirl of mail, telephone calls, and visitors, pressed for time, we let slide what most needs to be done. The end of life comes quickly, and the all-important question of what happens after death looms large. Let not one moment go to waste. Okay, very good. Yeah, I really like this title, that busy people have the most time. And yeah, when I was a student, if I had free time, like on a weekend, that's true. We would waste a lot of time. We're like, oh, I feel a little tired. I'm sleepy. Okay, let me take a nap. We easily get carried away by our strong desires and we end up wasting a lot of time. So, how can we use our time more effectively? I think first and foremost, we need to know our life's ultimate purpose. What do we try to achieve in life by overcoming all these hardships in life? What do we want to achieve? So we need to examine that and listen to the Buddha's teachings to get a clear sense of this happiness that doesn't collapse that Buddha teaches is our life's purpose. So once that becomes clear, we cannot afford to waste any time. So it's good to have like a highlight of the day, like this recitation meditation. This is a very important practice for us, walking our spiritual journey. So this could be our highlight, and also listening to the Dharma so we don't forget the teachings, the direction that we are headed, and instead we don't become a slave to our desires. So it's good to have these highlights and we make sure we prioritize and get these done. And then we can do other tasks of involving our 6 parameters, benefiting other people, acts of service. And yeah, and especially we have a lot of like free moments. Like, in Japan, when I was on the train was taking us from point A to point B, and like I would just sit down just to relax. But then I noticed actually almost all Japanese passengers, they were reading a book, listening to a podcast or something. They were doing something, reading newspaper. Um, yeah, like people say, oh, I don't have time to read newspaper, but when we are on the train, that's the perfect time to read and be informed to find out what's going on. So it's more about the strength of the will we try to have than circumstances. If we really want to accomplish something, we can do it. Yeah. because there are so many moments here and there we can take advantage of. It says the art of stealing moments. Even while we are waiting for someone, don't we get irritated or upset that they're late, like 10 minutes, they're wasting our time. And then our mind goes down this rabbit hole of creating negativity. But that's 10 minutes if we can maintain our rationality and calmness, if we are cool about it. 10 minutes, just take out the Buddhism doctrine sheet, memorize the quotes of the Buddha that bring us serenity, read these stories and ask ourselves what it really means to meditate on them, so we can improve constantly wherever we are, whenever. That's the beauty of it. If we have a strong sense of purpose, and also knowing that it says the end of life comes quickly. So lifetime passes so quickly. So the more we have this sense of impermanence, how everything is changing so fast, the more we want to acquire Dharma, which never changes, which never fluctuates. So exposing ourselves to the Dharma becomes crucial. Even when we have 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, instead of wasting it to our anger or irritation or other delusions of the heart, we want to be proactive and positive. That means we have to plan ahead. So we write down, like I write down Buddha's quotes on index cards and I carry it with me and memorizing it. Then it's always with me. And until finally we can plunge into the ocean of Dharma, then we gain that oneness. We become like the walking sutra. Yeah, we will know it through every fiber of our being, not just memorizing it, but we have to go through the process to get there. So good job for being here practicing together. Today is Thursday. We're going to have a review of other meetups tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific time by Yuichi, the meetups we've had in the past 2 weeks. So yeah, have a wonderful Thursday. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Bye, Rocio.